Good day, everyone. This is Teacher Teddy, your moderator for the first episode of our series Statistical Test. But before we start our video tutorial, let's have our objective. At the end of the video tutorial, we're expected to effectively retrieve and code data, identify appropriate statistical tests, and answering research questions regarding mean, skillfully navigate the SPSS software in comparing means, improvise APA format table in summarizing the results, comprehensively interpret and analyze the result in two-sentence form. So here is our contextualized research problem. So the College of Education are conducting a study entitled Relationship of West Visayas State University ILS students' degree of interest in mathematics to their mathematical achievement. So let's focus now to our research question number 1, which states that what is the degree of interest in mathematics of West Visayas State University ALI students as a whole and when categorized according to sex, socioeconomic status, and year level. But first, I'll explain to you that there are 2 groups in sex, 3 groups for socioeconomic status, and 4 groups per year level. So our goal here is to get the degree of interest in mathematics of West Visayas State University ILS students. So since we need that, we need to compare or get the mean for the degree of interest. So the right statistical tool to get the mean is, of course, we compare the means using the statistical package for social sciences. But before that, let's define mean. So in statistic, the mean summarizes the entire data set with a single number representing the data center point or typical value. It is also known as an arithmetic average, and it is one of several measures of central tendency. So going back to our contextualized research problem, the first step that we need to do is, of course, collect our data in code. So you can see there is our three variables, the sex, socioeconomic status, and year level, the degree of interest in mathematics and mathematics achievement. We actually have 50 respondents or 50 participants, but we can only see 14 here because I only get the screenshot. But for our codes, I'll explain it. For the code for sex, 1 represents male and 2 represents female. For socioeconomic status, 1 for poor, 2 for middle class, and 3 for rich. And for our year level, of course, first year is 1, second year is 2, 3 for third year, and 4 for fourth year. And now it's time to transfer our data from Microsoft Excel to our SPSS. So how to do that? So here it is. You click this one. So I actually deleted the sex column, the socioeconomic status column, and the year level column. We only need to get the code for sex here, the code for socioeconomic, and the code for year level, and of course the degree of interest in math and mathematics achievement. So you copy this one, of course, and you open this. The SPSS will load, but you can actually click the data view and copy paste here. Of course, you name it here. That's for this one, that's sex. For second one, this is socioeconomic status. For the third one, we have year level. For the fourth one, we have degree of interest. In mathematics. And then this one is mathematics achievement. And of course, we change the values here from our code. So 1 is male, 2 is female, and you click OK. Same thing here. One is poor. Second one is, what is this? This is middle class or middle income. It's the same. 3 for rich. Okay. For the year level, we have 1 for first year, 2 for second year, 3 for third year, 4 for fourth year. Okay. And then click OK. And then you change the measure here. The first three will be a nominal in measure because they are all categorical data, but the degree of interest and the mathematical achievement is in scale. Yeah, in scale because they are both in ratio level. So now it is the time to analyze or compare our means. So you click analyze, you click compare means, and you click means. Analyze, compare means, and means. And then you click the sex, the socioeconomic status in the year level, and put it in the independent list. And of course, our degree of interest in mathematics is in the dependent list. And then you click OK, and you will gain 3 tables here. Degree of freedom in terms of sex, degree of interest in terms of sex, degree of interest in terms of socioeconomic status, and degree of interest in mathematics in terms of year level. So let's go back here. We also have the result here already. Put it here. So in question number 1, we are asked if what is the degree of interest of ILS students when taken as a whole. So it's not here, right? But actually it's here. If you really think it's not here, it's actually here. Here in the total tab of the sex, the socioeconomic status in the year level, the last rows of each table, that's the overall or the degree of interest in mathematics when taken as a whole of ILS students. And then in terms of sex, there are 2 means and 2 SDs. For the degree of interest in the socioeconomic status, we have 3 means, 3 SD. And for the year level, we have 4 means and 4 SD. So we need to have a APA format table. But before that, we need to have Likert scale for our interpretation because our APA table needs interpretation. So for our Likert scale, we have 4 intervals. So it depends to your context or the context of your study. For the degree of interest, we have 1 to 2 for not interested, 2.01 to 3 for slightly interested, 3.01 to 4 with moderately interested, 4.01 to 5 for highly interested. So each interval there has their own interpretation. So now it's time for the APA format table. So APA format table for the whole group, of course, we will see the total a while ago here. All the total is just the same. So we only need 1 data for that. You can actually get any here, but only get 1. Either of the 3 can do. So that's 3.9560 and 0.65470. So I think that's correct. And then interpretation, you focus only to the mean for the interpretation. So that's 3.9560. So 3.9560 is in moderately interested. So that's it. Now let's check the male and the female. So 3.8739, 4.0259, 69427, 62363. You can pause the video and let's check in a while if it is correct. You can put it in your paper and then let's check now. Okay. So 3.8739, 69427 for the SD, 40259 and 0.62363 for the SD. So here it is. Here in the table, the mean, the SD, the mean, the SD. So actually it's the same with our table and here. And then if you interpret that, 3.8739 is of course moderately interested and 4.02 is highly interested. So of course, the same process will be on socioeconomic status and year level. The same process will do and the same process for the mean as the interpretation. All you need to do is copy it properly so that you will not miss the interpretation level. Always remember in your APA format table, there are five column for our comparing the means. That's categories. That's the mean, the standard deviation, or interpretation. Actually, there's only four lang four columns. And now, how to analyze and interpret the results. So the table shows that degree of interest in mathematics of West Visayas State University ILS students, and taken as a whole, students are moderately interested with a certain mean. Of course, that's the mean. You get it in from the table, and the SD, then you put in mathematics, of course, are moderately interested in mathematics. So when group is categorized according to sex, the male students are moderately interested. Meanwhile, the female students are highly interested. After you put the interpretation, always put the mean and the SD with parentheses. So that's it. I think the socioeconomic status in the year level, I don't need to put it here, but take note, you need to follow the same pattern in interpretation when you interpret the socioeconomics part and the year level. And always remember, by the way, that you need to follow up your interpretation with your related literature, or if there is a support to your results. So your result should be supported by previous researches. Okay? That's all. But before we end, let's summarize the steps. So step one, of course, we encode the data in the Excel, or you retrieve it from your Google form if you are using Google form. Second, step one also includes coding, by the way. Step two, you transfer the data from SPSS to your data from your Excel to the SPSS. Step three is you click the variable view and change the values and the measure of the variable. Step four is you click analyze, compare means, and then click means. Step five, you transfer the degree of interest in mathematics to the dependent variable, and then transfer your sex, your level, and socioeconomic, by the way, that's socioeconomic status, to the independent variable. So always remember, it depends to your context. Step five depends on your context. So your dependent variable should be transferred, of course, to your dependent variable part. And of course, your categorical data, or specifically the independent variable, should be put in the independent variable column. And then you click OK for step 6, then the result will be ready. For step 7, get ready your Likert scale. Step 8, retrieve the table from the SPSS result tab and transfer to an APA format table. And lastly, analyze and interpret your data. Take note, for step number 9, you need to support your interpretation with the previous researchers' results. Thank you. That's your episode number 1 for the statistics test series. Goodbye, and don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, Statistics Speaks.